Welcome everyone, we are jumping right in today. If you're a North Dakota resident, we are completely demystifying the SNAP recertification process for you right now in this explainer. If you've ever felt totally bogged down by all the state paperwork or confused by the administrative jargon, well, you're absolutely in the right place. We're going to break this all down so you can navigate the system with total confidence.
Did you know that missing a simple paperwork deadline could jeopardize your essential food benefits? It's a pretty startling reality, right? But stay tuned to discover how to sidestep common pitfalls and keep your SNAP benefits flowing smoothly in North Dakota. We are taking what feels like a giant bureaucratic maze and turning it into a straightforward survival guide.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our 5-part roadmap for today. We'll cover SNAP recertification and eligibility, the step-by-step process, overcoming common SNAP challenges, where to find help, and finally, maintaining benefits long-term.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, SNAP recertification and eligibility.
So the state of North Dakota has to make sure this vital nutritional support is going to eligible families, meaning your eligibility isn't just a one-and-done deal. By definition, recertification is a formal redetermination of your eligibility based on your household's anticipated circumstances, and it's required by law to prevent your benefits from being terminated. The absolute biggest takeaway here is that SNAP does not renew automatically. Recertification is your mandatory checkpoint where you prove you still qualify based on your income, household size, and work status.
Now, North Dakota structures these checkpoints based entirely on who lives in your household. For standard households, so that's folks with earned income or non-disabled, non-elderly members, you are on a 6-month certification period. And that's simply because your income is a bit more likely to fluctuate. But for households where all members are elderly or disabled with absolutely no earned income, you're placed on a 12-month certification period. And this brilliantly illustrates how the state accommodates folks with stable, unearned incomes to reduce that administrative burden on them.
Chronologically, here's how the timeline works. Finding that warning letter in your mailbox? That kicks off a very strict countdown. By the 10th of the month prior to your recertification month, the state sends out a notice of expiration. Then your target deadline to actually submit your application is the 15th of your final month. If you don't do anything, your current benefits literally expire on the last day of that final month. The clock is ticking the exact moment that letter is generated.
Moving right along to Section 2, the step-by-step process.
Think of this as your procedural guidebook. There are 4 core milestones you've got to hit. 1. Receive that notice of expiration. 2. Submit your review form, and you can do that online, by mail, or in person. 3. Complete your interview. Usually a caseworker will call you for a phone interview, but you can absolutely request a face-to-face one. And 4. Provide your mandatory verification. Taking it just one step at a time pretty much guarantees success.
Let's move to and see how this builds into the absolute best way to handle your case. The fastest, most highly recommended method to submit your review is online, right through the North Dakota HHS self-service portal at dhsbenefits.dhs.nd.gov. Going digital like this is a total game changer. It completely eliminates the risk of lost mail, you can upload documents directly, and you can track your case status in real time.
Okay, so during your interview, your caseworker is going to ask for proof of your situation. Acceptable verifications include things like your recent pay stubs, utility bills to prove your shelter costs, bank statements, and basic identity docs. Also, if you have elderly or disabled household members, you can write off medical expenses. Oh, and don't forget proof of any legally obligated child support you might pay. My pro tip here, gather all these documents early. Having the whole shebang ready before you even get on the phone avoids some really frustrating delays.
So the crucial point here is the number 15. Submitting your review form, knocking out that interview, and turning in all your verifications by the 15th of your final month is the golden rule. Hitting that 15th deadline guarantees the state has enough time to process your paperwork, which means your benefits continue into the next month without a single interruption.
All right, Section 3, overcoming common SNAP challenges.
You know, sometimes things just don't go perfectly, right? But we want to sidestep these bureaucratic traps before they even happen. Let's look at some frequent hurdles. First big mistake, assuming automatic renewal. A lot of folks think that because their Medicaid renewed automatically through what's called an ex parte process, their SNAP does too. Nope, it doesn't. The fix is simple. Actively submit your review form online or use Form SFN 407. Second mistake, missing your interview. If you miss it, the state generates a Notice of Missed Interview, or a NOMI. Don't panic. Just pick up the phone and call your local office to reschedule before the month ends. Third, filing the wrong forms, like using a LEHEAP energy assistance application instead of a SNAP form. The state will literally reject it, so make sure you only use SNAP-designated paperwork. But hey, if you do make a mistake or miss your deadline, remember the number 30. North Dakota policy gives you a 30-day grace period right after your certification period expires. If you file a late application within 30 days after your benefits expire, you can actually still get reinstated. Now, your benefits will be prorated, meaning you only get a partial month's worth, but honestly, it completely saves you from having to start the whole lengthy application process over from scratch.
Moving into Section 4, where to find help.
Let's be real. Even with all this info, the system can still be pretty overwhelming. So consider these your backup support lifelines for when you hit a wall. You are not in this alone. You can call the NDHHS Customer Support Center directly at 866-614-6005. You can walk straight into any local Human Service Zone office, you can use the help pages on the self-service portal, and you can definitely lean on amazing community programs like the Great Plains Food Bank's outreach program. Also, keep in mind, you can legally designate a trusted friend or family member as an authorized representative to actually speak to the state on your behalf.
And finally, Section 5, maintaining benefits long-term.
So, you navigated the recertification, your benefits are approved, awesome. Now let's secure the perimeter. Now, what's really interesting about the way North Dakota works is they operate on a simplified reporting model for most households, meaning you don't have to call them about every tiny little fluctuation in your life. But if your household's gross monthly income crosses a specific threshold, or someone moves in or out, you absolutely must report that major change by the 10th day of the month following the change. Being proactive here is absolutely crucial, guys. It stops the state from coming back months later with painful overpayment claims demanding that grocery money back. To make reporting those changes and future recertifications a total breeze, you really need to set up your digital command center. Step 1. Create a secure North Dakota login online. Step 2. Link your active SNAP case number to that profile. And Step 3. Manage your benefits safely online anytime. You can upload forms, check your EBT balance, and read state notices literally the minute they're issued, all right from your smartphone or computer.
As we wrap up this explainer, I do need to clearly share this mandatory legal disclaimer. Please note that this explainer provides general information. For specific questions or personal assistance, contact your local SNAP office or consult a legal advisor. Everyone's situation is just a little bit different, so getting that personalized, professional advice for your specific case is always the way to go. So take a minute today to double-check your paperwork status, log into that portal, and mark your calendar so you're never caught off guard. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button, share it with someone who could use a hand, and definitely subscribe for more informative explainers like this one. We're here to help you stay informed and proactive. But I want to leave you with one final thought to mull over. Look at your calendar right now. Are you fully prepared for your next recertification window?